And I'll just set a small intention for our practice today. And this is just something that you can focus on throughout the next half hour or so. And hopefully you can bring this intention with you off the mat. And right now I want you to have no expectations, just to be here in the present and really just be grateful for this wonderful community we're in. Whether we're near or far, we're always there for each other. So just think about that as you move through your practice today and throughout your day. Taking a nice inhale and a long exhale. And we'll begin to build our Ujjayi Pranayama breathing. So if you're in one of my classes, you probably know this already. But what you do is you seal your lips, so you only breathe in and out through your nose. And you'll build a little bit of constriction, effort at the base of your throat. When you inhale, it's almost like you're inhaling through a straw. And then when you exhale through that straw, through that constriction, almost as if you're fogging up a window or a mirror. Taking a nice long breath in and a breath out. And your breath takes on an audible quality. It almost sounds like waves crashing on a shore. Big Ujjayi breath in and an Ujjayi breath out. And if for some reason you find that the breath escapes you, becomes unsteady in any way, give yourself permission to take a step back. Give yourself permission to reset and start over before you rejoin us in the postures. We'll begin to bring a little bit of movement to our breathing. So if your legs are not teepeed up, you can bring your knees up. Bring your left foot to the left side of your mat, your right foot to the right side of your mat, a little bit wider than hip width. Exhale and drop your knees to the right. Inhale, bring them back up to center. Exhale and drop them to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, drop to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop to the left. Inhale your knees back up. Now hug your knees into your chest. You can grab your elbows, your forearms, even your wrists, and just make small circles. First, you could circle to the right, and then circle to the left, just massaging your sacrum, your lower back. Now, if you're warmed up and you're ready for it, you can rock and roll up your spine into tabletop. But if not, you could just turn on your side and find yourself in all fours. Your knees are right underneath your hips, and your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Your wrist creases are parallel to the top of the mat. There's your mat right there, parallel to the top. Inhale, and you drop your belly, arch your back, and your gaze goes up into a cow. Now you're going to hollow out your belly, dropping your head to gaze down at your knees. Inhale and fill up into your cow. Exhale, push your hands into the mat, feeling the lengthening of your spine. Inhale once more. And exhale, feeling the mobility in the upper part of your spine. On your next inhale, we'll meet in a neutral spine. Gaze is right off the top of your mat, right in front of you to keep your head in line. Inhale, tuck your toes. Engage your low belly, so you're engaging your core. And with an exhale, you send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Look at your hands. They should be about shoulder width apart. And you're grounding down, you're pushing under all 10 knuckles. Exhale, look at your feet. They're about hip width apart. and your heels are hidden behind your middle toes. Release any tension in your head. Let your head fall down through your arms. The goal is to look like an upside down V. So if you feel too much pressure in your hamstrings, too much stretching, bend your knees a little bit. And you're pushing with your palms to help you elongate your spine. If there's any pressure in your wrist, you can bend your knees a lot. It will take some of that pressure out. As you inhale and exhale. In this down dog, this is like your home base. So again, if you find something's a little bit too hard for you, you can come back to your down dog or even to child's pose. As you breathe in and breathe out. Deep breath in and a long breath out. With your next inhale, come up on your tippy toes, awakening your back body, stretching the arches of your foot, and as you exhale, slowly melt back down. Inhale, come back up onto your toes. Exhale, melt your heels back to the mat. And one more inhale up into your toes, feel the stretch. And this time when you exhale, you're going to roll out into a plank. So you might need to move your feet back a little, or move your hands. Engage your thighs, your core. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. And as you exhale, tap your knees behind your hips. Inhale and fill up. And as you exhale, you bend your elbows an inch or two into a modified chaturanga. Inhale, back up. 2 more. Exhale, bend your elbows, bring them in towards your chest. Inhale, back up. And 1 more as you exhale. You go down an inch or 2. Inhale and hover. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Use this time, adjust your hands so they're right underneath your shoulders and the tops of your feet are on the mat. Push in with the tops of your feet and your hip bones. With an inhale, lift your head and your sternum up into a baby cobra. Exhale, forehead touches the mat. Inhale into your tabletop and you stay there. So you can readjust, moving your knees again so they're right underneath your hips. Wrists are right underneath your shoulders. With your next exhale, stretch your left leg long out behind you. With inhale, you stretch your right arm forward. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, engage your core and lift your left leg up. Keep your hips square if you can and your foot flexed. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, knee to nose. It's hard. Inhale, stretch out. Hold it. Exhale, release your hand and your knee to the mat. It's tough, you might lose your balance, that's okay. Inhale. With your exhale, stretch your right leg long behind you so that the ball of your foot and your toes are on the mat. Stretch your left hand in front of you this time. Inhale and lengthen out. Exhale and lift your right leg behind you. Foot is flexed. Engage your core. Use both muscles in your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Curl it in. Inhale, stretch forward. Energy, opposite directions, equal energy. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, stretch it out. And 1 more. Exhale, bring it into center. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, release your hand and your knee back to tabletop. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your toes, engage your core, and we head back to our down dog. You can walk your dog here, and what that means is you just bend one knee, keep the other leg straight. Then you switch, then the other knee, keep the other leg straight. And you can do this a couple of times just to warm up your legs. And the goal is to get your heels to the mat. They might not ever get there, but that's where your energy is going. So with each inhale, send your hips up and back to the wall behind you. And we'll stay in our down dog for 2 more cycles of breath. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more breath in. And at the bottom of this breath, look up and step up to the top of your mat in between your hands. Inhale into a flat back. And I'm just going to rotate so you can see me, but you can look at Jay. Jay, you see that one? No. Inhale, so you want to tabletop your spine so it's straight. Exhale, you forward fold. You can bend your knees a little or lie here to protect your low back and hamstrings. Inhale, back up to your flat back. Belly draws up and in. Your sternum draws up and forward. Exhale, forward fold. And one more. Inhale into your flat back, feeling that traction from the top of your head all the way out through your tail. Exhale, you forward fold. Heel toe your feet apart so that they're about hip width. Picture frame your head. So what that means is you grab opposite elbows, put your thumbs in those opposite elbows, bend your knees a lot, and you just hang in ragdoll. Root down underneath your feet and engage your thighs, your calves. The stability of your low body, that strength, is going to allow you to just release your upper body even more. All right? We'll stay here for one more inhale. Exhale, you release your hands. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale into a flat back. And as you exhale, plant your palms firmly on the mat and bend your knees. Exhale and step back to plank. We're going to do 3 straight leg chaturanga on this, but if you stick with Jay, you could always do the modified by tapping your knees behind your hips. Engage your thighs, feel the plank within your spine all the way down your legs. Inhale, firm your shoulder blades onto your back, and as you exhale, you go down just an inch or 2. Less is more. Inhale, back up. Exhale, you go down an inch or 2, being mindful that your shoulders never go below your elbows. Inhale, back up. And one more, exhale, go down an inch or 2. And with an inhale, you sweep up to upward facing dog. If you're an upward facing dog, only your palms and the top of your feet are touching the mat. If your thighs are touching the mat, you come to baby cobra. Inhale, if you're in baby cobra, you go to tabletop. Otherwise, we exhale to down dog. So now go to, down dog. Everyone's in down dog. And we'll be here for 3 cycles of breath as you inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And at the bottom of the exhale, look up. And this time you have the option, if you want, you can hop or you can step to the top of your mat.
I should have stepped.
And inhale into your flat back. Do not go further than you possibly can. Be safe. Exhale, forward fold. Now what you'll do You're gonna root down underneath your feet. Engage your whole lower body. And with an inhale, you sweep your arms up into extended mountain pose. Palms can touch up top to complete the circle of energy, or you can leave your hands apart if you need some space for your shoulders. Engage that low body. Knit the ribs in so everything comes into one line. The stability of your low body, your upper body will feel even lighter. Inhale, and you might do a little baby back bend as your heart feels even lighter. Exhale, hands come to heart center. You can gently close your eyes here as we reconnect to our intention. Thinking about our community, having gratitude for the people around us, just to be here together in this space. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, your arms come up and overhead. Exhale, you hinge at your hips and you forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to, down to your feet. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, bend your knees. Step back to that plank. And with your exhale, you continue to travel through your chaturanga. Always having the option to modify. Inhale, you sweep up to up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, hips go up and back to down dog. 2 cycles of breath. Deep Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Down. And exhale. One more inhale. And at the bottom of this exhale, the end of the exhale, look up, step up, or you can float to the top of your mat. And inhale to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Big toes connect, so your big toes touch. Put a little bit of space in between your heels. Bend your knees. Drop your hips back so your weight is in your heels. And with an inhale, you bring your biceps by your ears. Engage your core and peel your upper body off of your legs into your Utkatasana chair pose. Your weight is in your heels and you're sending your tailbone to the back of your mat. Inhale, knees are coming together without squeezing, and try to soften your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to that flat back, feeling the traction from the crown of your head all the way through your spine. Plant your palms, bend your knees, step back to plank. Travel through your chaturanga. Remember, you can always modify. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. 2 cycles of breath. Breathe in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Breathe in and fill up. And at the bottom of your exhale, look up, step up and float to the top of your mat. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Big toes connect. A little space in between your heels as you bend your knees, drop your hips. And inhale straight up into your chair pose. We'll be here for 1 cycle of breath as you inhale. And exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold down. Heel toe your feet apart so they're hip width again. And this time, you're going to grab your big toes with your middle and index finger into a yogi toe hold. Bend your knees as much as you need to and inhale into a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. When you're in this position, your elbows are drawing in opposite directions and soften your shoulders away from your ears. Surrender the top of your head to the mat. Inhale. And with your exhale, release your hold. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, bend the knees. Step back to plank, traveling through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. All right. Inhale and lift your right leg behind you. Toes are flexed, only lift it so it's about hip height to keep your hips square. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step between your hands. I'm just going to switch angles so you can see. Anchor down your left heel. Engage the low belly, engage the core, and inhale up into your warrior one. Hips are square. Your right leg is aiming towards 90. It might not get there. And you're putting pressure on the outer edge of your left foot. Your left foot's at a 45-degree angle. And you're engaging that left thigh, making it do some of the work. Inhale and feel this tower pose. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. You might need to move your left foot back a little bit to give you some more space.
Facing the right way.
Yeah, you are. I just switched. Right leg's at a 90-degree angle, or aiming towards it. Your right knee's over your right middle toe. Inhale, zip up through center, straightening both legs. Exhale, you sit in warrior two. Gaze is off your front hand. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, warrior two. And one more zip up as you inhale. Exhale into your deepest seat. So if you see that your right knee is exceeding your ankle, push your left foot back. Keep that left foot at a 45-degree angle so it's slightly turned in. This will help you protect your knee. Engage that thigh. Fire up that back leg. Make it do some work. And radiate out and push the energy out of all 10 fingertips. And this will help you to relax your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. With your next inhale, straighten out your right leg. Bring your toes into center. Bring your hands to your hips. Slowly heel toe your feet together. So Jen, if you want to turn around, okay? Yeah, turn around. And we'll head into a tree pose here. So bring your hands to your sides. Stay strong in all 10 fingertips. And with an inhale, root down underneath your left foot. Shift your weight into your left foot. And bring the sole of your right foot to your calf. Now, if you're not so good with the balancing, focus on one spot, move your dristi, that's where we say your focus is, to one spot in front of you. Bring your hands to namaste. Put some pressure between your hands. This will help you balance. You could also just kickstand your toes to the side. If you're ready for the next level, you can bring your foot up to your thigh. You can use the help of your hand. Please make sure that you do not put the sole of your foot on your knee. It's either on your calf or up on your thigh, but it can't be in between. Engage your entire left leg all the way up to your hip. If you feel really rooted, very steady, you can bring your hands up. You can interlace your fingers and flip them so that your palms are facing the ceiling. Stay here for 2 more cycles of breath as you inhale. So Jay, you should probably go down.
Come on.
Open it up to the side. You inhale. And exhale. Release your right foot down. Bring your hands to your side. Inhale. And exhale. All right, we'll turn now to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms sweep up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold down to your feet. Inhale into your flat back. With an exhale, plant your palms, bend your knees, step back to plank, travel through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do the other side now, last side. Inhale and lift your left leg up, again to hip height, making sure your toes are flexed, hips are square. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Step through your hands. Round down your right foot to a 45-degree angle. Engage your core. Inhale and lift your torso up. Biceps are by the ears, arms are straight. Front legs aiming towards 90 degrees. You're pushing down to the outer edge of your right foot, helping you to square your hips. Inhale and feel the power pose. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Left leg's at a 90-degree angle. You can scoot your foot back if you need to. Right foot's again at a 45 to protect your knee. Engage and fire up that back leg to make it do some of the work. Just these off your front hand. Inhale, zip up through center, straightening out both legs. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, warrior two, finding a deeper seat. And one more inhale, you zip up, leveling out the hips, lengthening your torso. Exhale into your deepest warrior two. We'll stay here for 2 cycles of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Straighten out your left leg. Arms are still in the same plane. Bring your feet to parallel. Hands come to your hips. And slowly heel toe your feet back together into Tadasana, your mountain pose. Hands come to your side. You still have energy in both arms stretching down as we come into tree on the other side. Lift the left foot up. You can put the left sole of your foot onto your calf, or you can bring it all the way up to your thigh if you have the balance. Root down underneath your right foot. If you're losing balance, you can bring your foot to the bottom and kickstand here. Hands come to namaste. And you're focusing on one point in front of you. Push the energy between both hands, between your calf and the sole of your foot or your thigh. You feel really rooted, really strong. You can bring your hands up. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms to face the ceiling. Stay here for 2 cycles of breath as you inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Releasing your foot down. Releasing your arms back down to their side. You can slowly turn to face the front of your mat once more. Move your feet so that they're a little bit wider than hip width. Arms come in front of you and you slowly squat down, bringing your knees out. And slowly, if you can, gracefully place your bottom onto your mat. Arms still stretch forward. And you're going to slowly lower each vertebrae down to the mat. Release your arms so they're down flat beside you. And we're going to do a few bridges here. So move your feet a little bit closer to your hips. Root down underneath your feet. They should be parallel. All 10 toes are facing forward. Root down underneath your palms. And with an inhale, you lift your hips up, keeping your hips square. And it's not about arching your back. You want one long plank. And if you feel any pressure in your hamstrings or low back, move your feet closer to your hips. Any pain in your knees, move your feet further away. Exhale and slowly lower your upper, middle, and lower back down. If you find that your shoulders are scrunching up toward your ears, you can even tuck them underneath your back. Root down under palms and soles, and with an inhale, you come back up into your second expression of bridge. This time, send your energy from your tailbone to the back of your knees. And try to rotate your thigh bones down. This will help you engage your abductors. Exhale, slowly lower each vertebrae down to the mat. One more bridge with an inhale. Using some energy from your triceps, you're going to lift your hips up, keeping them square, keeping that plank, and bring your hands up almost as if you're making a plank on the ceiling. Make fists with your hands and roll your fists in either direction. Inhale and reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lift your hips a little bit higher. And with an exhale, you slowly lower everything down to the mat. Feel both hip points connect. And bring your left ankle to rest on your right thigh as we prepare for figure four. This might be enough for you. You can absolutely stay right here if you feel your left hip opening. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can lift this whole structure up. So lift your right foot up. Make sure you keep both feet flexed. This helps protect the knees. You're going to interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. This could certainly be enough and really open up your hips. If you need more, you can put your left elbow into your left knee. And you can gently release, never pulling, but release a little bit more into the position. If you need more of a stretch, you can straighten out your right leg. On your next exhale, bend your right leg. Bring your right foot back down to the mat. And release your left foot down. Feel both hip points connect. And now you can raise your right foot. And rest your right ankle on your left thigh. Again, this might be enough. If you need more of a stretch, lift your left foot up and lift this whole entire structure closer to your torso. Interlace your fingers behind your left leg. You can put your right elbow inside of your right knee and feel your right hip open. You could stretch your left leg up. Always keeping your feet flexed to protect the knee. On your next exhale, release your left foot down to the mat. Then your right foot. With an inhale, hug your knees into your chest. Keeping both hands on your right knee. Let your left leg out long. Your left thigh and calf, try to get them both to touch the mat. Stretch your right arm out. And with an exhale, guide your right knee over your left leg. Aiming to keep both shoulder points on the mat. And really stretching and opening up your right side body. Gaze falls off of your right hand. Eyes can be opened or closed. If your shoulder is lifting off of the mat, you could just release your right foot closer to your left ankle. You could rest your right hand on your ribs. Inhale and bring both knees back up to center. Hug them in. And this time stretch your right leg out long, keeping both hands on your left thigh, your left knee. Bring your left arm out. Gaze falls off of your left shoulder. And with your next exhale, guide your right knee, your left knee over your right leg and look to the left. Again, if you need, you can move your left leg down and just open up your left side body. With each inhale, feel the space created on the left side as you inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring both knees back to center. Hug everything in, bringing your forehead to your knees, giving yourself a nice big hug. With your exhale, stretch out into Savasana. Eyes are closed, palms are facing up, and you're letting the mat and the ground support you. With your eyes closed, release any tension in your toes and in your feet, in your ankles, your calves and your thighs. Release any hold that you have on your belly, in your fingertips, in your forearms, and your triceps. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Release the tension in your neck. Release the spot right in between your eyebrows. And release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And just be. Inhaling with whatever you need, filling yourself up with whatever you need. And with each exhale, surrendering what no longer serves you. Keeping your eyes closed. On your next inhale, stretch your arms up and overhead. Stretch your feet and pull your body in opposite directions. Exhale, bring your knees back into your chest and slowly roll to the right side into a fetal position. Using the help of your left hand, push yourself up into a comfortable seat. This could be cross-legged. And with your eyes closed, bring your hands to the center of your chest. Just coming back to our intention, thinking about community, the strength of community, and love. We can have hearts that are full of love for others and intentions to love that are pure. But the truth is, we will express that love for others by treating them the same way we treat ourselves. Love lies at the core of nonviolence and begins with our love of self. Not a love that is egocentric, but a love that is forgiving and lenient. A love that sees the humor in the imperfections and accepts the fullness of the human expression. So remember, especially in this time of uncertainty and a lot of change, things we're not used to, be forgiving of others, but most importantly, be forgiving of yourself and love yourself. With your next inhale, even with your eyes closed, you're going to bring your palms, your fingers, your thumbs, your third eye to your forehead. Look up and gaze up. And with an exhale, you bring your hands once more back to your spiritual home.